Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Paul Kerstetter. I have a PhD in electrical engineering, and today I want to share what life has really been like as an engineer with a PhD. In this short video, I'll talk about what I gained, what I gave up, and whether, if I had the chance to do it all over again, I would. Let me start with why I decided to go down the PhD path. Back in undergrad at Florida Tech, I was doing really well. I aced most of my exams, held the highest GPA in the college until that one B. I won awards and honors, and honestly, I just loved electrical engineering. I felt like I had found something I was really good at, maybe even better than anyone around me. It was an amazing feeling. Toward the end of my bachelor's, I remember sitting in senior design class as the professor talked about getting a job after graduation. I thought to myself, that's it? I'm not ready to stop learning. With my 3.98 GPA, I had access to top-tier schools. It felt like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I applied to grad school and got into Georgia Tech with a full scholarship and a teaching assistantship that helped cover living expenses. Balancing coursework and TA duties was intense. I shared a communal office with about 20 other teaching assistants. Most of them said they were going for the PhD, but by the time they finished their master's, they left. The workload was brutal, and industry jobs with real pay were calling. But I stayed. I was the last one standing, the stubborn one who wouldn't quit. And honestly, that kind of persistence is exactly what it takes to finish a PhD. In total, it took me 6 years to finish the PhD, on top of the 5 years it took to complete my bachelor's and master's. That's 11 years in college. So what did I gain? Well, my first job after graduation was scooping ice cream at Haagen-Dazs. No joke. I didn't have a job lined up. I was broke. I had defaulted on my credit cards and I had to move back in with my parents. God bless them. They took me in without hesitation. After 6 months, I finally landed my first engineering job writing LabVIEW test software. It wasn't a PhD level salary, but it got me in the door. The job search was rough. I got a lot of "you're overqualified" rejections. The truth is, having a PhD can close some doors even while it opens others. You might be wondering, why didn't you become a professor? Well, if my PhD were in history, I probably would have tried. But in electrical engineering, only about 25% of PhD graduates go into academia. The other 75% end up in industry. That's where the jobs are and where I ended up. There are definite perks with a PhD. I was often placed on the most advanced and interesting projects at the cutting edge of technology. It was both challenging and fulfilling. I also got assigned to some of the hardest problems, and in most companies, I was paid more than the average engineer. On average, PhDs in electrical engineering earn 30 to 40% more than those with only a bachelor's degree. I had a deep expertise in a specific area, electronic circuit simulation and modeling for SPICE-like simulators. I also gained strong research skills. I learned how to find and dissect academic papers in detail and understand what they really were saying. I even learned how to publish in peer-reviewed journals, although I never exercised that after college. But the biggest lesson? I no longer needed courses to learn something new. That kind of independence is invaluable. And of course, there's the respect that comes with having a PhD. Even in industry, where people don't always call me doctor, there's a certain level of respect that comes through, spoken or not. But all that came at a cost. I spent 6 years buried in theory, coursework, and research papers while my peers were out building their careers, families, and lives. My dating life was basically on pause. And I missed out on 6 years of income that my peers were already earning. Those years were lonely. I was working on something so specialized that only my advisor truly understood it. There's a saying that it's lonely at the top, and that's especially true for PhD students. The reality is, a BS can lead to strong roles in design, testing, manufacturing, or systems engineering. You don't need a PhD for most industry jobs. In fact, sometimes it works against you. You're seen as overqualified or too academic. And yet, those solid roles are exactly where I ended up. I spent most of my career in circuit design. So was it worth it? Honestly, what I learned during the master's was already enough for every job I've had since. The PhD gave me some advantages, but the cost in time and life experience just to gain a niche expertise I only partially used made it hard to justify on that basis alone. But there's more to it than that. Earning a PhD gave me a unique story, and that story continues to shape my career and personal life. It opened doors I didn't even know existed. The added respect, the increased pay, and the confidence it gave me, in the end, those things made it worth it. So the answer is yes. If I had to do it all over again, I would do it again. I hope this video helped you get a real look at what life is like with a PhD in engineering. If it did, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts, whether you're considering grad school or already in the trenches. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.